Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Make a project, right? And I wanted to make a box, but not the actual construction of the box, just the decorating of the box, right? So I did all the prep work. I cut out what the box is going to be and the panels and stuff, so we can just concentrate on the decorating of it, right? So this video isn't obnoxiously long. But I will just go through the process of like scoring and, well, not scoring, like creasing and just gluing some of it, so those who are new to making boxes, you know, kind of what to do. Okay, so you're going to start off with 2 pieces of heavyweight card. Whatever color you choose, it doesn't matter. It just has to be thick. So you have a nice sturdy box, unless you're gonna put loads of panels on it and that'll strengthen it. But I always, even if I put panels, I always start with like a sturdy base and lid. Okay, so your lid, you're gonna cut it at 6 by 6, and then you're gonna score it. If you can see the score lines, let me see. There you go. You're gonna score it at 1 inch all the way around. Okay, and it's kind of gonna look like little squares everywhere and rectangles. And then your base, you're gonna cut at 9 7/8 by 9 7/8, and you're gonna score it at 3 inches all the way around. So we have a 3-inch height on our box, but it's gonna be 4 inches like wide. Okay, so if you can see that. And I'm just gonna go ahead now and kind of like bend these in. I should have creased it better, I scored it better, but I didn't. I was speeding through it. So we're gonna do that, and I think now you can see it a little better. Okay. So again, it's 9 7/8 by 9 7/8, and then you just score it each side at 3 inches, and that'll give you the height of 3 inches, but the inside will be 4 inches, which is what we want for this project. So we have kind of the construction of it, but not really. Okay, so we have that, and then we have our lid. But for the box, because this is the only part that I'm gonna do here, you're gonna make a cut, a slit right to that first score line, and then you're gonna angle a cut, and this is just gonna make the pieces that you're gonna use to glue to start making your box. And then we're gonna do the same. Okay, and we're gonna do that to this side as well. And again. I kind of like to make my videos when the whole house is sleeping, because then you don't have the dog barking, noise in the kitchen. Okay, there we go. And we're gonna put glue. And we're gonna glue that in place. Okay. We're gonna do the same on this side. Okay, and I'm gonna finish it and then I'll be right back. Okay, so it's all done now. Everything is creased and glued, and now we have our box. It's pretty high, It's 3 inches wide. No, sorry. It's 3 inches in height, and wide it is a little less than 4. I would say like 3 7/8 wide. So it's just a little bit smaller than 4 inches. And the top of our box is 4 inches. Just so it fits very well. I put it a little more loose just because I'm going to add panels, and that's going to take up space. So that's what we have. And now we could work on our panels. Okay, so we're going to start off by the ones that we're not going to emboss, because the pinks are going to get embossed. These 2 colors are not. Okay, you're going to need one that it is 3 15/16 by 3 15/16, and that's going to be for our top and our bottom. Actually, no, just the top. The bottom is a little smaller. Yeah, we're gonna have to trim that one. No, that one's good. Yeah, this one is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. So the smaller one goes on the bottom, and the bigger one goes on top. And all I want it to do is to have just a teeny bit of white showing, because that's just gonna add like another layer. So if you could see that, so that's gonna go there. Okay, let's glue those first, and then we'll move on to the next color, so I don't get mixed up, because there's a lot of fractions going on here. I don't know about you guys, but when I make projects, I normally like eyeball it and cut. But when you're making videos, you have to give a little more information. So let's put that there. And I'm hoping I'm gluing it right. Yeah, it's good. Good to go. All right, so we have that panel. And then we have our side panels for the lid only. Let's just take that out. And the side panels for the lid is going to be 5/16 by 3 7/8 maybe. I think I cut it a little too short, at least this one. But you know, it doesn't bother me. You can cut it just a tad bit longer. Maybe 3 by 15/16, so it's just a tad bit longer and it gets to the edge. But it's fine. It doesn't bother me. All right. Let's go ahead and glue this one in. And then I'll go ahead and glue the rest, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that part is done. Okay, so now we're going to come in with our cream color, and this color we're going to cut the top panel at 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. So it's going to be a little bit smaller, and it's just going to give us a little more space to see that tan color on the bottom. Yeah, let's see. See, I know it's like slight layers, but it's going to make a difference when the whole project is done. So let's glue that into place. And I'm just going to angle it so I can see it. The most important part here is trying to make it that each side it kind of looks even. Since you're going to see such a small portion of the color below it, you want to make sure that it's as even as you can get it. We have our little sides, and they are 13/16 by 3 3/4, and that should go right there. And I can show you how I really do this. I just glue one side. And then I put that there. And maneuver into place. Until it looks pretty good. You can also glue all this before you even put the panel on. That's pretty good. And then I add my glue. So we have our panel coming together. If you move fast enough, you could just put plenty of glue. And then put this one there. And then I'll do the other ones off camera so I don't bore you. Because I have my really like boring voice on right now. I don't sound excited at all. It's not that, no coffee. All right, I'll glue the other ones. I'll be right back. Okay, so all the boring stuff done. That's that. And we have a pretty sturdy lid right now. But now we're going to start working on the base a little bit. I didn't put the pink on the box because we're going to emboss those just to add texture. And then we have all these pink panels. Okay, what we're going to need is one panel, which is going to go on the lid of the box. And that's going to be 3 5/8 of an inch by 3 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to write all this down and I'll put it at the end of the video or before the video. But just so you have an idea of what I'm doing here. And then our side pieces are going to be 3, let's see. It's going to be 3 7/8 by 2 7/8, or 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. And we're going to need 4 of those. That's going to go on our side of the box. You could have done different layers. I'm going to have to trim this one down a little, I think. Yeah. But I don't want it to be super thick that the lid won't fit on it. So I'm just going to do pink because I'm going to emboss it. Okay. And then for the lid, you have the 3/4 of an inch by 3 5/8 of an inch. And that's going to get embossed also. And that's going to go on the side of the box. Okay. So I'm going to use this Darice Conversational Hearts embossing folder. I know several companies have this now. Like this is really old, but you can find this anywhere. Just type it in and I'm sure it'll, in your computer or your phone, and it'll come up. Okay, let me double check the side of this because I think I may have cut it a little. No, actually I didn't. That's exactly how I wanted it. I wanted it to cover most of the white and just leave a little white trim showing. So that's good. Okay. Now remember, when you emboss things, when it presses the paper in, it stretches your paper. So it may not be even when you finish. So you may have to trim again. So before you glue, double check and see if it hasn't warped too much. Okay. And this is how they come out. Look how cute is that. Okay. So we're going to put that to the side, and I'm going to do the rest of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to do the top of the box. And we're going to place that there. And we're going to run it through. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing with our little side panels. So here we go. We have all of our side pieces now. And we're good. So now we double check before we glue. And see, it did stretch on this side. So I'm going to trim it just a little bit. I'm going to take just a hair off. I'm not even going to measure. Okay. Let's check it now. And that's a little better. Okay. It's fine just the way it is. Okay. Wouldn't it be cute if we could make compartments in the inside of the box? I'm going to try that. Okay. Okay. See? Nobody's ever going to know the difference. And then the last one. Okay. All right. Our lid is pretty much good to go. And that's what we have. All right. Now we can add the pink to our base. I'll do the first one with you. I'll do the rest off camera so we can concentrate on what goes on top and the sides and maybe even the inside of the box. Okay. So we're going to just put that there. And then press. So we have that. Okay. I'll do the rest and I'll be right back. Okay, so our box is done. And now we're going to work on the top of this. And I want to add a belly band kind of thing. Well, it's going to close on top with magnets. And I cut 2 strips at 1 inch by 6 inches. And then I cut in the cream color 6 inches by just like I think it's yeah, 1/8 of an inch smaller than the top panel. I mean the tan panel. And we're gonna sandwich our magnet in between here. But how I'm gonna do this is that I'm gonna figure out where I need my little panels to go. I'm gonna glue them to the bottom of the box. So I'm just gonna give them more or less right. And you can measure this, but I don't think you need to. Sometimes just eyeballing it works best. Then I'll bring it out, make it a little more even. And so we have that. And I'm going to put my magnet on this side first. I get these little magnets from Amazon. And I'm just gonna glue that there so it can start to set a little bit. And I'm leaving a little bit of space so I can sandwich this with the cream color, right? So the cream color will go there. And I'm gonna even start gluing this part before even making any creases. So we're just gonna kind of do this, add the most glue here, and kind of see where that magnet is. And just glue it in place. There we go. I'm gonna hold it there for a little while and I'll be right back. Okay, so we can go ahead and glue this bottom part already. I'm gonna see more or less so I want everything. Get everything as even as I can. And this is why we wanted this bottom panel, so we can cover all of that. Okay. And now we can bring this down. There we go. So it just gives like a little bit more color, that's all. All right. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Now the trick with these little magnets is that you need to figure out where it's going to hold first. And then you can glue this on top of it, right? But I just want to see how much space I want to give it. Maybe there. And then fold it up. Yeah, that should be pretty good. All right, so we're going to add the glue to the magnet. And we're going to put all this in place and then glue that down. That's the way it's supposed to go. And while we wait for that to set, we can just go ahead and add the glue to our top panel. Thank God that was an easy fix. Let's do that. And I'm going to hold this there while it dries. I'll be back. Okay, so that's glued. And now all we're going to do is we're going to glue our bottom panel. And that's going to cover up all that mess. And I'm adding plenty of glue so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. So now we can do our decorative piece on top, and that's going to be a shaker. It's going to be made of a couple of layers of hearts, and we're going to use some of these little shaker bits, and I think it's going to look real cute. Let me get all of that set. Let me bring out all the papers I need, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to need nesting dies. We're going to need 3, and I'm using hearts. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 2 bigger ones, and then I'm going to take out the second, the small one. And those are the 3 I'm going to use to make our shaker part. All right, so we're going to put this one to the side. We don't need it. I'm going to cut out a couple of pieces in the largest one. Now this is what's going to hold our shaker on top right after it's done. This is going to make our shaker, but we need something to put it on. And we want to put like 2 different colors so it kind of pops out. Okay? But I want this to be sturdy because I mean it's going to take some abuse of getting open several times. So you don't want this heart to be flimsy. So I'm going to cut it out of our, let me see what I have here. Yeah, I have, making sure. I'm going to cut 1 piece out of our thick card. And then I'm going to cut 2 of our darkest color, which is that tan color. Okay, I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is how we're going to glue this. We have our white. We're going to put glue on that one. And we're going to add this here. Press that down. And then you're going to see more or less where you want this, right? And what you're going to do is that after you have your shaker attached and you glue this little panel down, you're going to use this on the opposite side just to, like, you know, well, we can really just put it there. I mean, I was thinking of sandwiching this. I'm just afraid that the magnet won't be strong enough to hold if I do that. Yeah, it kind of weakens the magnet. So maybe we'll just glue these together and then put it on top. But all in all, that card on the bottom makes this a whole lot sturdier. So we have that. And now we need to decide, I think we're going to use for the inside of the shaker, the lighter color. And then we'll use the pink to make the outer part. So we're going to need a little piece of this, which is great because then I can use this to decorate the rest of the box inside. So that fits perfectly. Let's get our embossing. My cutting folder. Okay. So we have that. So this will go here, and then the pink with the shaker part will go on top. All right, let me get my pink together and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our pink. And I'm going to run both of them at the same time. Because I want to make it that I can sandwich my my acetate in between these 2. It just makes everything easier to put together. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty good. And let's really tape that down. All right. You can save these hearts for another project. good cut. Okay. So the acetate will go in between these two guys, and then this will go here. Okay. Let me grab an acetate. It's not the cleanest cut. Okay. Let me use the scissor to do this. And I'm just going to follow the line. And since it's smaller, it doesn't matter if I go a little bit outside of the line. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's going to be covered. Okay. So we're going to glue this down. And we're just going to put the glue on the edge of our inside panel. And let's add the acetate. And now I'm just going to add the glue here. You can use tape if you want. I just don't have a tape that'll fit there, so I'm opting to use the glue. It's going to take a little while to dry, but it's okay. Okay. And we're going to make sure that looks good. We have time to move it if we need to. And all that glue and stuff that sticks to it, we can bring it off later. Okay, so now we have our little acetate top. And that's going to hold all of our bits inside here. Okay, see? All right. Let me get some foam tape and I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't have the right size foam tape, so what I did was I folded it in half to make it thicker. So I took the tape, I folded it in half, and then I cut it right in half so I can get the right size. Okay, just didn't want to bore you guys with that. And now we're gonna cut some slits into this. If you have like the little foam squares, that'll work too, because you don't have to do this part. Okay, so then to start, I'm gonna cut this at an angle so we can have that there. Okay, so we're gonna peel off a section of this, make sure we have the right side, and then we're gonna lay that down. And then we could start curving this and pull while we move it. And it just makes everything a little easier to put together. Except when that happens. And of course, when you get down here, you don't have to do that as much. But then you want to angle this part as well. Okay, we can trim this little thing down. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to cut that and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put this here. And then we're going to start. Oh, it'll be good if I take this off, right? Whew. Okay, and we're going to start angling that. Same thing here. This is the most time consuming stuff. Okay. Okay. We can turn that around and press it. Make sure everything fits good. And now we're going to add our bits to this. So we're just going to put some in the center. Add as many as you'd like. And then we're going to remove the foam tape and add some glue just so I can have a little bit of time to move it around. All right. Not to mention it'll give a little bit of extra hold. Should have dusted this beforehand, but I think the problem is on the outside, so I think we'll be all right. And we need to put that in place. Really. And there's our little shaker piece, which we can now glue on top of this one. That's why you need the 3 colors, just so, you know, it breaks it up a little bit. Let's see where we put that at. And I think that's good. And now we can add this to our top here. And now you just have to measure where you want it. Let's see. Let me look at it myself. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So we'll hold it in place and maybe just flip it and hold that. Oh, we forgot to add this panel, but you know, it doesn't need it, it's fine. Let's hold it. And then that's what we have. And that one has to come down. Let me get a pin or something pointy, doesn't matter. Okay, so I have my little sentiment already ready. And we can add that just right across there. So we're going to need a little bit of foam tape, which I already have. Let's cut a little piece of that. And I'm going to add this to the center, and then I'm going to add glue to the little sides. I use little a lot. Over here and there. And we're going to put this at an angle. And I think right there is cute. And here we go. that's our box. So if we wanted to, we can add some panels to the inside. And let me see something. Let me get some numbers right. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to cut one panel at 2 7/8 by 3 7/8, which I already did another one, so we only need one more. And then to get the same, the cut at the right place, I'm going to cut these two together. And I'm going to cut them just close to the half and just maybe right up to there so that we can actually do something like that. And then we can put this in the inside of the box. I may have cut too much, but oh well. You guys get the hint, the idea. So this will stay in the inside of the box, and then we can add different kind of candies. So then you can put like chocolates or mints, or maybe even if you have a die that cuts out like those tickets, maybe do like little coupons for if you're gonna give this to your kids. Maybe okay, you don't have to wash dishes one day, or get rid of some chores as a little gift, and then add their favorite candies. Or if it's for your spouse, date night plans, and you can put that in there. I think it's a cute idea. I think I'm gonna be giving these this year for sure. All right, so, and that's our project. Anyway, guys, I hope you had a great one. I'm gonna cut this video down some just so it's a little smaller, but I'll make sure to leave in all the important information. Again, I'll put the dimensions either in the start of the video or in the end, but you'll have those. And maybe I'll take a picture of it and put it on the community section where I can add pictures, okay? I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and if it's the weekend for you, I hope you get some rest. So the start of your weekend of your week is fantastic. I'll talk to you soon.